Hello, Jan. This is Jan Martin, everyone. Jan, can you tell us where you are, where did you plant, and who is in your family?
We're planting in outer Melbourne in the southeast. We're in Officer, and our family is 3 grown sons and now 3 grandchildren.
Okay. And you're married to?
Married to Dave, and we planted about 2.5 years ago.
Great. Now, recently you told me about a book that you enjoyed, and I thought it would be actually quite fun to do a few book reviews over this COVID time. So keen to know, what was the book you enjoyed? Who was it by?
I read Ed Welsh. It's called Side by Side by Ed Welsh.
Okay, and what is this book about?
It's really about one anothering. So Ed Welsh shows us how we are needy and needed, and so like how to give help and how to receive help. We can extend God's grace to others perhaps even more effectively when we really understand how much we need it ourselves, and just how God can do amazing things through ordinary, broken, hurting people.
Okay. So I'm linking a formal book review for everyone to sort of look at what the book's about and what people have thought about it. But I'm keen to know why did you enjoy it so much?
Yeah, I really liked it. The challenge to ask for help and not try and make out that you've got it all together all the time, try and be self-reliant, but to rely on God, but also to rely on others. And the encouragement to offer help even when we're hurting ourselves, when we're weak or when we're struggling. And in these current times, it just seemed really a helpful way to think about things.
Okay. So you've read it since COVID started, have you?
Yeah, I had read it before, but I reread it in preparation for thinking about sharing it with others in our church, especially as we walk side by side through this.
Okay. So this book, what are some ways you think it's going to change you? How's it going to affect you reading this?
Well, how it's changed me is I'm always tempted to think that my biggest problem is my sin. That my biggest problem is my circumstances. But Ed Welsh tells us that our biggest problem is actually not our circumstances, but our sin. And it's really helpful to think like that, and not the sin in people around us or the sin in other people, but our own. And the suffering, the hard times actually reveal the sin. And so it's helpful to recognise it and to repent and keep turning back to God. And we can only really turn from it if we do recognise it. So I was really challenged, and it's really helping me work hard at recognising my sin, because it's easy to see other people's, but I always find it harder to see mine.
Okay. So just to put you on the spot, so okay if you can't answer, but have you, as you were reading that, was there an example that came to your mind of a place where your own sin rather than the circumstances is more the problem? Did you think of something as you read that?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of things. While we still had church, I would get frustrated with people being here and not doing things exactly how I wanted them to. And now I'm going, wow, look, I'd just love to have people here. But also day to day now in my relationship with Dave, it's really easy to see things that he's doing that might not be so helpful in his busyness and his stress.
Yeah.
And I need to keep going, working on me and being loving and gracious and forgiving. And also, it doesn't mean I can't, acknowledge or address things that we could do better. But that's been my biggest challenge in relating to Dave and loving and caring for him through this, when so much has changed and helping him looks really different. And so that being aware of my sin in that has been good to be challenged on.
Okay, that's big impacts. Okay. So who would you recommend this book to? Who do you think should read it? And what would they get out of it?
I think, it'd be helpful for everyone to read it. I know everyone's not a reader, but if you want to think about caring for others, if you want to think about that idea of one anothering and being real with others, and in some ways it's a bit hard now because it's very much about being with people, but I think there's still ways we can do that. I was really impacted by the couple of chapters about sin, but he really talks a lot about what one another and what being side by side looks like practically in lots of different ways. And he takes us through the 2 steps, being needy and being needed. And I think we're all that, and we could all benefit from it. And you might find different things. So don't be put off by the challenge to sin, but I mean, it's all helpful for us to be challenged by that. But I think lots of people would benefit from it and find something useful in it as we go forward, ministering to others and letting others minister to us.
I'm keen to read it. It's good.
Good.
So, yeah, you've mentioned just this time and, changes that you're needing to sort of accommodate with. So interested, just you personally now, with COVID-19, what are some of the losses that you've noticed for you in isolation and so on?
Yeah, I miss people. I'm an introvert, but still love people. So I miss that face-to-face contact. I find Zoom exhausting. I'm especially leading a Bible study via Zoom. So
I call it zombie, like it's zombie viewing, Zoom, zombie. I don't know. It's more tiring.
It is. And I've thought a bit about why. So it's you're always watching for cues from who's trying to talk or who might not unless you draw them in. And I'm very intuitive, I'm kinesthetic, and I just find that so much harder via Zoom that you got to watch all the different little screens. So yeah, just trying to stay connected with the women and with the kids, and I miss my kids. Like, you know, I know some people are in isolation with their kids, and that has its own challenges. But I miss mine and my grandchildren that I can't see them.
Yeah, that's huge. What are some of the things you've had to be grappling with in this time?
Yeah, how to stay connected with people and with the kids. Like, we did a lot of kids ministry, Sunday school and creche and playgroup, and the kids came along to Bible study as well.
These are church
so trying to
not just your kids, church kids.
Yeah, church kids.
Yeah.
So trying to work out how to stay connected with playgroup. I'm thinking that we might just give them updates on what's happening with the animals. They loved the baby chicks and the baby calves that we had.
What animals are you talking about?
We have chickens, or chooks as I call them, but the kids all call them chickens. And we had some baby ones who are growing up now, and also some baby calves.
Yeah, because you've basically got a farm there, don't you?
We do. We have 10 acres to play with, so it's lots of fun. So, and I also I grapple a bit with self-discipline because I have a bit more time on my hands on one level. Sometimes, you know, Dave needs me, but other times I have a bit more time when I'm not preparing the house for people to come and stuff. So, just working out how to use my time wisely and how to stay connected with people. And, and thinking through at the moment, playgroup is the big one.
Yeah.
That I've really solved.
Yeah, okay. Any positives to come out of this for you?
Yeah, lots of positives. I've had lots more phone calls with people that I usually find phone calls a bit tricky. But one thing we've really been encouraged about is Dave's family, who aren't Christian, his mother and his sister have been tuning in to church because they get to see Dave. He did go and visit his dad, who's in hospital just before the shutdown. He's very thankful for that. But his dad's in hospital, so he can't. But, exciting that they can come along to church, and they have a couple of times. Yeah,
okay. Oh, that's very good. Good news. It's been great hearing your side and what you're doing in your corner of the world. And, very helpful to hear your book review. So thanks. Thanks, Jack.
You're welcome.
Catch you soon. Bye.